On this episode of Travels with Bill, we're in Kenora, Saskatchewan, checking out a town that's in love with Christmas. We're going to show you some of the amazing things the town has done, and we'll also be showing you some of the beautiful houses you can find in this Saskatchewan community. We start in the daytime, though. We're at the historic CN Station House looking at a nativity scene that's easier seen in the day than it is in the night. Do you recognize this? It's a u-bild nativity scene. These were made as far back as 60 years ago. Some people actually got these from the Western producer, built them, and used them for years. Now, we don't know how old this one is, but it certainly looks like it could be one of the original sets from as far back as 1960. It's set up in Kenora at the Station House Museum, so you can see it in all its glory. If you don't know what u-bild sets are, it's worth checking it out because they are as historic as some of the rest of the Christmas story. Well, check out this, the historic CN Station House. I know, I put a train in the middle of a Christmas video, but I'm allowed, right? Because the train has some decorations on it for Christmas. Here's a jigger. They also call them speeders. We always called them jiggers, but those used to be seen on the tracks everywhere, and they've got a CN caboose as well. It's all decked out for Christmas. We'll take a look at it later on in the video at night so you can see how great those Christmas lights look, but okay, I'm all better now. I got some train in the video, so we're good to go for the rest of the Christmas lights. Here's King George Park. Now, this is the daytime shot, and it's just some trees, right? Well, who would stop to look at some trees? Check out the nighttime version. This is also King George Park, but this is at night, and this is the reason you should make plans to drive to Kenora. Every December, King George V Park transforms into a winter wonderland. The Winter Lights display plays a large role in Kenora's annual Winter Lights Festival. It's a week-long event that allows residents to embrace and celebrate winter in Saskatchewan. The festival's become a highly anticipated event in Kenora, featuring events such as this family skate with Santa, family movie night, youth events, a children's carnival, an evening parade followed by a community bonfire and fireworks display, as well as numerous dinners hosted by local community groups and organizations. The event is fueled by community spirit and centers around the decorations that light up Main Street and, of course, the decorations lighting up King George Park. Now, I have to admit, the first time I ever saw this, I was amazed. And every time I come back and see it again, well, yep, still amazed. You know, a lot of people drive by Kenora and don't know this is here. Kenora is on the way to Yorkton for a lot of folks, but you don't see this unless you go down Main Street. In fact, a lot of what we're going to show you tonight exists on Main Street, which is why it's always worth taking that drive through Main Street before you carry on if you're going someplace else. King George Park is perfect for a walk at night too. Even if it's cold, it's worth getting out of the vehicle and wandering through the paths here just to see everything. Can you imagine all the work that's gone into wrapping these trees in lights? But look at the effect it makes. It is absolutely perfect. And I know we've shown you wrapped trees on other episodes, but nothing comes close to what they do here in Kenora at the park. Check it out because this is amazing. Here's the same park, this time from the air. Later in this episode, we're going to show you more aerial shots of the park. We'll show you more aerial shots of the downtown of Kenora. Plus, we'll give you a full walkthrough of the park. That's coming up after we look around town. Watch the whole video. Check it out too because, it is so cool to see this, especially from the air. We'll walk through it for another minute here before we move on. Then we're going to show you a bunch of houses and some other things, including some businesses that have been decorating. Then don't worry, we'll be back and look more at this. You know, the first house we're going to show you tonight is special for a lot of reasons. And there's a big story to go with it. In fact, I visited with the guy that was there. When we start showing you the house here, I want you to think about if you're seeing anything that's popping out to you. Look at all the decorations. See if anything made it just extra special for you, and then we'll tell you why. Well, it's about a decoration that has some history to it. You know I'm a bit of a history buff, right? So I talked to the gentleman that set this up, and unfortunately his dad passed away this year. So he says his Christmas spirit just hasn't been there. But he's still accomplished all of this, and he's still hoping to do some more decorating yet. And it's tough, isn't it, to go through the holidays without Dad? Well, I know he misses him, and we feel so bad that he has to miss him, but he's done a great job decorating the art. Did you see it, though? Did you see what's special? Let's go back. I'll show you what it is. Let's play Christmas trivia. What's really big and normally goes on a post, but is this time seen in a front yard? Well, it's a town-sized Christmas decoration. You know the ones that they have in communities that they put on the posts? Well, we've seen lots of them in the different towns we've been to, but there's one in a front yard. That made me knock on the door and ask a very important question. Where exactly did that come from? Well, the answer is Yorkton of all places. This is it. Do you remember when these used to hang on the streets in Yorkton? It would be up on the post way up high. Well, here it is sitting in the front yard. In fact, there's actually two of them. There's this one with some lights on it, and there's another one sitting by the garage here waiting to be refurbished. They both originally came from the City of Yorkton, bought in an auction sale by his family. Now they've made his way to Kenora. He's working on getting them going again. The first one he tried, well, it wasn't working so well, some sparking and stuff, but he's hoping to get the original lights going on it and get that center star lit up. We're back on Main Street here looking at another one of the town's displays. This is right by the town office. Isn't it so cool, though, to see one of those big things you'd normally see on a post in a front yard? Well, that, of course, is why we had to stop and visit, and the story of how it got there and how his family loves Christmas is tremendous. If you're in Kenora, make sure you go by his yard, take a peek at it because it's so cool. So we're in the downtown, right by the town office. Check out those amazing Christmas trees. The town of Kenora, well, puts a lot of places to shame with the decorating they do. The season's greetings sign on the town office there, and this wonderful, well, it's like a covered bridge of lights, right? It's a walkway, just like we saw at King George Park, except this one leads you right to the town office. This is where those trees are too. See the icicle lights up at the top of that one? Beautiful. This is the Christmas tree on the post. Well, that, of course, is a town-sized decoration too, right? It's still in use, so if they ever replace it, I sure hope it ends up in someone's front yard. Oh, let's walk through here. This is magical when you walk through a little pathway of lights like this and see them all shining above you and to the sides. I love it. Portage La Prairie used to have one of these you could drive through out to Island Park. It was amazing too. Well, Kenora, you've done a great job of decorating the town office and the whole community. And when we look at the downtown with the businesses, lots of sparkle here as well. Here's community insurance. Check out the nice trees at the door, the wreath there, and the windows are special too. Here's a nativity scene with the wise men just bringing their gifts to the baby, of course. I love the trees inside. See how they're inside? But the fake snow there makes it look amazing. The other windows all decorated too. Here we have some more Christmassy type stuff. There's kids making a little snowman there. In fact, there's even a snowman and an owl. I love that shiny tree too, isn't it great? And if you peek inside, you can see how they've gone all out, decorating the inside of the building, a Christmas tree in there, some garland, and even Father Christmas standing near the counter. Look at that window box with the greenery in it, some lights in it, a little bit of snow. That looks so cool too. Well, they've done an amazing job on their building. They're not the only one. When you look down the street, you see all sorts of decorations of the town sparkling. Here's Carnation Street Florals, and this is cool checking out too. Now, it's very classic. When you think about, some of those old Christmas songs, it comes to mind here. When you peek in the windows, though, it becomes magical. Look at all the poinsettias in there and all the green plants. It's so nice. Beautiful, beautiful chandelier there, and the tree that looks divine. They must have spent hours working on that tree to make it look so good. As you come around the outside of the building, oh, a beautiful little flower shoppy sign there. I love that. On the door, the wreath to go with it, the ribbons there too. We'll get a little bit closer in here to see that tree. It's so special when businesses decorate, isn't it? Because they make the towns look so special. Of course, going down that main street is one of the first places you look in the town. And when you see all the decorations there, you know you may as well keep looking because you're going to find so many more places that are going to be wonderfully decorated. While we were filming here tonight, we actually had people honking and waving at us. So hi, everybody. Yep, we were in town filming Christmas lights like this one, which is so beautiful. Well, from the commercial area, we're going to head off to some residential land and take a look at some houses here. Check this out. Nice lights in the tree there. See how the house is red to begin with? Well, the white lights, of course, make it look even more Christmassy with all that red. Love the wreath there on the little lights as well. There's some snowflakes going in the front lawn, of course. I guess it's more like the front snow right now. A classic look for this house. The roof outlined as well. Looks perfect, doesn't it? So inviting for the holidays. I wouldn't actually mind decorations like this in my yard. I've been trying to pick all season long what would be the best for my house. It's a pretty good look, but there's always one thing I've dreamed about doing at my house, and it's this. Don't adjust your sets, so no, it's not a power outage. These are lights dancing to music. Now, because of copyright, I can't play the music with it here on YouTube. When you walk along the house, they do have a speaker set up so you can hear it. More importantly, it's also on FM radio, so you can sit in your vehicle and listen to it on your radio, and you'll see the lights dancing exactly as intended to the song they're playing. And they've got quite a few different songs that they play as well, so you always hear something different and see the lights doing a little bit different thing. This is a Lightorama controller. At least I assume it's Lightorama. That's usually what powers something like this. They're a very neat system. If you've ever thought of making a display like this, check out Lightorama on Google, and certainly it'll give you all the details of how you can do it yourself. No matter what you buy, though, you still have to go through the work of installing all the lights, and they have certainly done a lot of work here throughout their yard, installing lights in everything. Lots of them inside, some of them outside as well, and they're all synchronized to music. Well, it makes for quite a beautiful display, doesn't it? Here's another beautiful house, a tree wrapped out front, maybe not quite as much as the park, but it's the same sort of wrapping. Looks cool. I like the little green fence they've made there out of icicle lights. Well, if you're new to Travels with Bill Christmas specials, here's how they work. We travel around a community, picking out a bunch of places with Christmas lights. We show you kind of what's in the downtown area, but of course we show you a bunch of houses. Like this one. These folks are big into Christmas. See the icicle lights in the trees there? The front yard absolutely full of lights as well. Look at Candy Cane Lane here heading up to the door. The one trouble, of course, is we could never fit in all of the houses from a community because so many people love Christmas, we just couldn't possibly spend enough time showing them all to you. So we pick out as many as we can, and if we missed you, I'm so very sorry. Do you see that? It's a wooden train. Now it's, of course, there in the summertime too as a flower bed. That makes these train people. They must be train lovers. Well, they should check out the channel. We've got some excellent episodes on trains too, so if you're watching this and love trains, do a little search of Travels with Bill. You'll find some interesting stuff. As far as Christmas goes, though, they've got some cool decorations. Look at that, Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Those are kind of the classic hard plastic shell ones from many years back. They don't make a lot of those anymore, but they look so cool. I love the big Christmas bulbs there along the pathway. And then we'll see that train going by here again. This place sparkles. They've been doing this for several years. I've been by it before. Loved it then too. Still love it now as well. As far as house goes, this is one of the most amazing ones for just the amount of stuff, but it all feels like it makes sense, right? It's not just jumbled in there. They're actually not that far from the park. When you're at the park, you just walk across the street and you get to see this. See, it goes in the backyard too. All the way around the house, and oh yeah, there's the park right over there, so you can easily make it here when you're walking in King George Park. Some white lights here along with some multicolored lights. That looks cool, doesn't it? I like the highlighting on the edge of the roof, and then all the icicles under that, and in the back again. See how it goes back? And there's a giant Santa Claus back there. So you get to see a little bit of everything here. We're right close to the main street, so you can kind of see that off the road if you look just right. Look at this one. It's got those bulbs in it, the special bulbs that make all those flashy colored lights. That's pretty cool. Some multicolored lights along the shrubs there as well. And it's kind of hard to see, but see right on the railing? Those are some cool little decorations too. Well, we're going to do one of those walk down the street things that I still like to do because it's so neat to see house after house after house. So we start with this house. It's got the nice lights. See how they're changing colors up top though? Kind of cool, eh? Some snowflakes there. Snowman as well. And then we go right next door to the neighbor's house, and there's even more. Here we've got more of those really fancy sort of party lights going on. What a neat way though to decorate the fence without doing a lot to it, just the lights. Make it look perfect. It's like a canvas being painted. I love the tree inside. When they have the window open, you can see the tree there. In fact, you can see lights further back in the house too. That makes it look great. And then we've got that classic green and red look outside. Didn't everybody used to do that at one time? Well, you don't see it too much anymore, but that's what makes it special, of course, is seeing something new and different. And then there's a troll. Well, she's ready for Christmas too, I suppose. Even trolls celebrate the holidays, don't they? You know, we've been so lucky this year. We've been filming Christmas lights for several weeks now and showing them to you, and we certainly enjoyed all the people that have been watching them because a lot of those people maybe can't get to the community. Interesting story to pass along. One of the earlier episodes, they've actually taken that to a personal care home. community. So the people that can't necessarily get out for the holidays and see everything, well, they've been able to see it too through video. Now, I stopped for pictures of this tree for a very specific reason. Somebody is very, very good at making decorations here. Check out how those lines are straight. I know if I tried to do a tree, it would be impossible to get them in straight lines like that. They'd all look jumbled. But I'm going to show you all the angles of it here just because I'm so amazed at what a job they've done of making those lines so straight. Maybe a little bit of OCD there too, but that's okay, because I have a bit of OCD as well, so I understand the concept. But look at it, it's so cool, the lines just straight across it. Well, good job on the tree. Here's Mr. Snowman. He's looking pretty happy tonight, and he's got a friend. That's what we came for, actually, is a friend. See the dog? Isn't that so cool? He's got the Santa hat on, ready to go. He's wearing a Christmas sweater, as it were. Kind of neat. A unicorn too. Love the Santa hat on the unicorn. And then, well, Mr. Kris Kringle himself is here. And then some of you maybe don't always see at Christmas time, but he's ready for the holidays, I suppose. Yeah, Star Wars. See the lights in the window? Isn't that cool how the whole window's lit up like that? And then some lights on the house too. The blow-ups really add to the whole scene. Well, here's a house with some blow-ups. We're actually going to come back in a minute to that bush. Take a look at it, though, in the background. See how it's got snow over top of the bush with the lights all over it? They look so cool. Here's one of those Santa blow-ups. See how he's peeking out there? He seems to be doing his business, but, well, he's just making sure we're being good, I suppose, as time goes on. As another Santa blow-up, I love the reindeer on that. Isn't it cool how Santa's taking off into the sky? Blue and white lights along the top of the roof, and look at all the wreaths on the house. Doesn't that add something to it? I think it does. Makes it look extra special. Now I'm going to go back because I want to show you that bush again. It's such a neat effect if you can get it to happen, and this bush is perfect for it because the snow has settled in on it for Christmas. The lights were obviously there before the snow fell, and that makes it look so cool. See how it's changing colors too? First it's green and blue, and then it switches over, there you go, to the yellow and red. Look where the snow is, and it's just making the snow change color. That is perfect. Remember how lots of people used to take the ice cream pails and put the lights inside them down a driveway? Kind of reminds me of that. I haven't seen that driveway look in years, but hey, that bush is the second best thing to the driveway, I suppose. I love this one. All the clean lines, all the white lights. You don't even have to have colored lights, do you? Even inside the tree is just white lights, and yet the house sparkles from it. It is so cool. Now watch that upstairs bedroom window. Let's see what happens. See, opens up, and then a moment later, well, that's it. It closes again. The things you see sometimes when you don't film me Christmas lights. The lights go all the way around the house here. See the sleigh with the reindeer? I love that too. So crisp and bright and white. Well, here's another take on the white lights. This time it's little snowflakes up along the top of the house, and then the bush completely covered in multicolored lights, and some candy canes there as well. Little Santa Claus statue lit up out in front. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And then if we flip to the side, well, they've got a neighbor, and they've got lights too. They've got one of those amazing wreaths I love. The green lights with the red bow on it looks so cool. And an interesting combination here. So they've got the wireframe decorations out front, and they've added blow-ups to it. And it looks like it should be that way. Nice tall tree there right up against the house with lights all over it. Very nice look. And then to top it all off, some little green and red sparkles coming on the house there too. Ooh, and check out the lights in the bush. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I like it. Very, very nice house. Coming a little bit closer here to show you what's up at the door. If you've been following us for the last several Christmas episodes, you've probably already noticed there is no two houses the same. That's kind of cool, isn't it? How everybody comes up with their own idea. Look at how nice and red that one is. Shows up pretty cool. And then right next door, some more lights. I am always a sucker for lights in trees. So as soon as I see a tree with lights in it, well, you know we're probably going to stop and walk under it just to show you what it looks like. House 2, now here's house 3 all in a row. That's what it's like when the neighbors all have Christmas spirit, right? House after house after house, all lit up for the holidays. Now, if you're visiting Kenora to look at lights, well, good idea, because there's lots to see and you certainly want to go for a walk in the park. There's some food in town too, so you can check out some of the restaurants, or you can go kind of more the fast food way, stop at the Co-op convenience store there, fill up some chips or whatever you like, have a drive around town. You can probably even find some hot chocolate. See the snowman on this house? He's juggling balls. That's so cool. His arms are going, the balls flying through the air. And I love the green tree with the white lights in it. Doesn't that look perfect off to the edge there? I think it just adds such beauty to it when you have the white lights on something that's green in the winter time. Here's a nice house with some red lights in it, and then some green trim as well. You know, Cenora's not that far from Yorkton. I know a lot of people shop in Yorkton. Lots of lights there too. We've got an episode coming up about Yorkton, but Kenora worth the stop because there's things in Kenora you just won't see anywhere else. Here's Santa Claus going on a train. He's going to be delivering presents by train. You know, Kenora is a railway community. Lots of trains here. They've got a little yard going on in town. A couple different rail lines come through town and have a junction here too, so the train is very fitting. Check out this Christmas tree. Again, we can't play you what he's singing because of copyright, but he sings, and when he sings, his lips move. He even blinks at you. It's kind of a cool tree, isn't it? He's pretty loud, so if you're there, roll down the window on your vehicle and you'll get to hear what the tree is up to next. He almost scared me because I snuck up on him and he was being quiet when I stood right there, and then the moment I started to walk away, well, the tree started to sing as loud as it could, and okay, maybe I jumped just a little bit. I love this one. See the teddy bear in the sleigh? It's up high so you can see it above the trees, but he looks like such a nice, soft, wonderful teddy bear. And of course, that lit reindeer up in front of him. That is pretty cool too, I think, because they're even moving. See it slowly raising its head up there and then putting it back down. Very nice. Mr. and Mrs. Claus there too. Little blow-ups going on. A pretty cute house, I think. How about this one? A red sleigh, and going up in the air as well. Isn't that cool when they angle them up a little bit so it looks like they're taking off? Yeah, I love that. The snowmen out in front here, and the gifts too. See the nice golden gifts? Those look amazing. And of course, a Merry Christmas sign. Nice little walkway goes up to the front here. Some neat trees too. Check out the white tree with the colors on it, then the green trees with white lights. Even the little bird cafe there set up so the birds can enjoy stuff. I love when the lights wrap around the house because they've decorated all which way around just so even the neighbors see a little bit, or when you're driving down the street you see it too. Look at this. Looks like home, doesn't it? Can you imagine being invited over here for Christmas dinner and going up the steps and in? It would be so perfect. I love the Merry Christmas sign. Just adds a little bit more to it, doesn't it? Well, that's the last house we're going to show you in Kenora, but there certainly are many more, so I do encourage you, make that trip to Kenora if you possibly can to look around. Remember we showed you the CN station house by day? Well, here it is at night. That nativity scene showing up pretty good in the lights, actually. And look at the lights all over the station house. I love those. See the crossing lights? Now they're not blinking, but they are there. They are red. I love the jigger too. See how its headlights are on? Its little flashing light there. That goes all year round. It's not just a Christmas decoration, so you always see that in the evening, but certainly when you see all the extra lights here for Christmas, especially on the caboose, it looks so cool. Well, I wonder if they could light up those taillights on the caboose so you could have the red and green lights up there. That'd be pretty neat too, wouldn't it? I think so. Maybe I'm just in love with trains, but trains with lights, a perfect combination. Here we are flying down Main Street. Those are the trees at the town office. In a minute, I'm going to show you more of the park there as well, King George Park. But check out the town. Doesn't it look so nice here going down Main Street? You can see how wonderfully decorated it all is. It just makes you feel like you want to be home here, doesn't it? Well, if you haven't already subscribed to the Travels with Bill channel, we'd sure love if you would. The more subscribers we have, the more of these videos we can bring you, and it makes sure you don't miss any. We've still got more Christmas episodes to come before Santa Claus takes his flight on Christmas Eve. Look at those icicle lights in the tree. Isn't that just special? Looks so cute. Well, we're going to leave you with some shots of King George Park. We're going to fly it here for a minute just so you can see what it looks like. And then we're going to walk through the whole thing too so you can see what those trees are like. They've done so much work there. I want to make sure we give them some time so you can see every last bit of it, from the trees to the angel inside. Even that little walkway of lights. We'll show it all to you here uncut. A whole big piece of it with some Christmas music. And then we'll see you on the next episode of Christmas Lights. Train week on the go too, and this the last couple weeks of 2021. Check the channel. You'll find all sorts of things, not just Christmas lights, but history, touring, everything you can imagine. It's all on Travels with Bill. Well, farewell from now, from Kenora, Saskatchewan, and Merry Christmas. We'll see you along the way.